Hello and welcome back to Sunless Sea. We're going back to the Empire of Hands now. Repetitive? Maybe. Fun? Probably. It's good stuff there. Again, hoping that we'll be able to trade this time. It's always nice to be able to trade. But we don't need to visit Station 3, so it should be a slightly quicker journey there. After all, we know the way now. I've got more fuel on me this time. Do I have more fuel on me? I don't think I have more fuel on me. Shouldn't take as much fuel to get there though, because I know where I'm going. Etc, etc. So we're just gonna go. Sail along. Not going to be visiting any of these other terrible places. You might be visiting... No, I don't think we will be. We're just going to ignore them. Just go straight there. It's fine, we can afford to do that. Creeping tendrils of fungus. Yes. We enter the snares. But yeah. It's good. The Pentecost apes. Again, I want to trade with them. Which is always a fun experience. Trading with them. Their attitude to trading is kind of amusing. But that's for us to discover later, obviously. Terror's increasing. Fun. Tears, oh my god, why? Control yourself. Oh, you dig your nails into the palms of your hands, pacing the deck. The sorrow retreats like mist to the borders of your fort. You master yourself, but the taste of salt remains. Gods of the sea, salt's attention quality is gone. Oh, that's the problem. Why did I have that? How long have I had that? Why? Could I have... Would that have been... Is it a sensible idea to lose that? Did I want that, perhaps? The hunger bar is interesting. It always sort of concerns me slightly that it sort of uses supply when it gets to the middle, as opposed to the end. I sort of have to wonder what happens when it gets to the end. Is that when you start to eat the crew? Oh my god. It's another pirate ship. Screw you. We're coming for you, pirates. Come on. Good stuff. One fuel, one supply. Cache of curiosities. We probably... 2 supplies, oh that's nice. Cool. Hey, it's always good to kill the pirates. They don't mind really. I mean they're dead. Of course they don't mind. What a silly thing to suggest, that they would mind after being shot. No. Doesn't bother them at all. They're resting peacefully at the bottom of the sea. Ah dear. We've been pirates. I hope you all remember that. You're accessories to murder here. Or, well, I guess accessories to piracy, which involves murder, but is also theft as well. You know. Murder, looting. Armed robbery, in effect. Perhaps. I don't know, I've always felt that with armed robbery, you have to sort of enter an establishment. Like a bank, as opposed to... I mean, I guess we're not waylaying people on the streets, because we're on a ship. You can't do that. I guess you can do that in a ship. It's difficult, though. Ever tried to waylay a man on the street while in a ship? It just doesn't work. It's silly. It's ridiculous. You look silly if you try that. It's just how it goes. Yeah, we don't need to be in Polyphreme. Might visit the mushroom. That big old mushroom we found. Might visit there. Just because. It's a good place to be, I guess. I can get a port report, confuse people. Like, why did you visit the massive mushroom again? You've been there before. There was fuck all there. We're gonna visit them again. Oh no, that looks like a lighthouse. Okay, I'm fine with that. I was concerned. Yeah, that's a light. Yeah, that's a light point. Good. I'm glad. Yeah, it does always concern me when I see the suddenly appearing lights off the edge of the horizon. It's never a good moment. But yeah. Just sort of want to see if there's anything this side of the Uttershroom. Could be some fun stuff on this side. Might be more things to discover and gain fragments. You've entered a fog bank that sort of popped out of nowhere. That's annoying. Oh well. No, there's just that wreck again. Whatever. We're here now. Oh, no, it is down more. It is down more. More down. South. Should be south. Not going down. That'd be sinking. Oh. Hello? Hello? I guess I just pressed the E button there. Never mind. We just ignore that. Dock. Uttershroom. Visit the village. Trade honey. Visit the village. Gain a tale of terror. Gain 1 terror. Gather intelligence. Port reports. Perhaps we should have bought fuel. Fuel. I can speak words, I promise. Yeah, we are running quite low, considering that we have to go all the way back. Mind you, I did start with 16 and we haven't got down to 8 yet, so I do still have more than half fuel. Though we are now on 9. Yeah. You know, could be tricky this. Could be an issue. Might be buying fuel from the Empire. Though I shouldn't really need to, I suppose. As long as I can get halfway back to London, I can pick up more fuel. So that's fine. But yeah, that is the trouble. That's why we need a bit more space in the hold. It's good to have more space in the hold. I have no idea how long this episode is. Didn't flip the sand timer. Well, I guess it will be as long as it takes for me to conclude the business in the Isle of Hands. Yeah, pretty much. That's how long this episode is now. That doesn't look like a lighthouse. That really doesn't look like a lighthouse. Is that Golden Dreadnought? It might be. That's a worry. I'm not a fan of those. They're scary. Yeah, no, I don't know if we have enough fuel to make them into London. Without buying more, so, you know. Docks. A delightful welcome. The delightful adventuress leans over the rail of the ship, sniffing the humid air with evident distaste. What a filthy, damp little place. Oh well, we shall endure. The sight of the mare hobbling up, she straightens. A thin, insincere smile spreads across her face. Ah, you there, my good primitive, she calls, striding down the ramp and clasping his arm tight. Now then, I come in search of your first Emperor's vault, and for that I shall be needing a few things. Some of your finest workers and tools and some food. Do you understand me? She shakes her head, barely waiting for a response. Food, she repeats. Comprenas? Oh dear, I see we shall be here for a while. Listen, I hear you fellows rather like souls. Shall we discuss that like higher primates? Payment for the journey. Barnabas stays to settle up while his mistress negotiates the value of her soul with the mayor. Man with no face. Barnabas removes his mask with what looks to be a silent moment of great relief. Underneath is nothing, just a flat surface where his face should have been. Ah, an unfinished clayman. One of those flawed products of Polyphreme that follow their own rules. If only you'd known that before he boarded. Of course, that's why the adventuress never mentioned it. He silently presents you with an agreed fee, tips his head in a polite bow, and lumbers back to his mistress. It appears she has struck a deal with the mayor. Delightful adventuress will establish a base camp on Fountainhead Island. She welcomes your assistance as one who is proven to not be entirely useless. Good stuff. 200 echoes. Probably not worth it. Cannibals. Let's talk to the treasure hunter. Lost treasure hunter. Now he just hopes to know more than wounds too. Yeah. Let's talk to him. See what he says. Trade supplies for foxfire candles. Don't tell the others, but I still can't bring myself to eat like they do. I pretend, but it's a good thing there's berries. Wouldn't say no to something a bit more. Trade recent news for dynamite. You have a newspaper? At least I won't feel entirely lost when I finally get back home. Trade a live specimen for a flare. The chaps will sometimes eat fish if it falls in their laps. He looks hopeful. Do you have any that could be carefully thrown? Trade stories? He has survived many adventures, so has you. This will trade 10 tales of terror for 10 Z stories. Interesting. Need a searing enigma. Trade recent news for dynamite. I now have 3 sticks of dynamite. Well, that sounds useful. Good, I'm glad I got that. Good hunting, of course. Okay, let's return to the boat. Sailing. Travel to Sovereign Island. Quiet yet exhausting affair. Gain access to the court. A gift for the Monkey Emperor. Back to the boat. Let's talk to the adventuress. A small army of monkeys bought with her soul. She excavates the vault of the first emperor. The foliage is thick and unforgiving. The delightful adventuress has already uncovered and put aside many treasures. A small statue amongst them. There we go. At least you don't think so. It is hard to tell, with Barnabas' blank face giving nothing away. Can he see? He seems to be able to, somehow. In the event, he makes no move to raise an alarm as you take the small trinket. Cool. Speak with her. How with these blasted maps, would you? The monkeys are quite clueless. They claim our souls uplift them, but if you ask me, it's just a case of monkey see, monkey do. Can you believe they think the Zeppelin of theirs will let them create a new empire? Wait, you there! Take that out of your mouth this very second! To the vault. Outside the vault. To rush, darling, is to court tragedy. She's not yet ready to open the vault. You should return later when she's had a chance to organise her monkey workers. Okay. Return to the boat. But we can travel to the Sovereign Island and gain access to the court. The stench and heat as the gates open are a sucker punch to your senses. Inside, the stagnant air of the windowless wood palace hangs with sweat and tastes of hair. Everything is filthy and every surface used. The apes as likely to swing across the roof as walk the floors. In prized oases of relative calm, the high-souled conduct themselves with the poise of high-born lords and ladies around them. Around them, their barely uplifted lessers scamper around exhausted, taking orders and cruelties from all who care to dispense them. In the middle are countless more, a sea of apes longing for advancement and fighting for what they have with tooth, claw, and low cunning. Cool. Summoned to by the Emperor. A polished one of cool and blessed quiet that already feels as alien as it is pleasant. An official welcome. The Emperor sits on his throne, wrapped in robes of violet and wearing an ornate golden mask. He remains motionless, silent. He could be mistaken for a statue, if not for an almost imperceptible nod to grant his essential permission to speak in his name. She approaches, arms folded in the red-trimmed yellow robes of a court mandarin. Her expression is carefully blank, the chestnut hair on her face powdered alabaster white and decorated with exquisite detail in red and black. The rings on her fingers mark her as a 10-souled ape, a status even the Admiralty can respect. She bows before you, a complicated ritual display of sweeping sleeves that somehow never breaks eye contact. Finished, she waits for your response. Emperor Crispin holds court in the may speak without permission, but the voice of the Emperor. Return the bow? Return the bow. You are, after all, in front of an Emperor. Ooh, failed. A flicker of disapproval. Did you do something wrong? It appears so. Be that as it may, there is business to discuss. Oh well. Request your assistance in supply with the Emperor and a zeppelin that will take them to a new home far away from here. Materials for the journey. You point out that the Admiralty has the Emperor of hands both under embargo and quarantined. The only thing worse to be caught doing here than supplying them would be helping them escape their confinement. Have your people not already caused us enough pain, she demands. We starve and you would prevent us being fed. We thirst to explore and you, cages like animals, why? For what fine purpose? What threat are we to you, here happily dine with devils? She shakes her head, almost with pity. What could you possibly see in us that shames you so? Accept the commission. Cool. Build status in court and by supplying the Zeppelin. Contribute souls, supplies, fuel. No, I'm not interested in that. Shore leave, no. Step carefully, there's no authority. Okay. It is a place of death where the bones and still rotting carcasses of man and ape alike are left to the first of the Z. The charnel history of the Empire of Hand stretches out amongst the flies and maggots of the apes, who would be men and their stolen civilization. Something glints around the neck of a skeleton, a locket. You pocket it, though it does not look like it is worth much. The Z infamously takes much, sometimes though it gives back. Perhaps this will prove to be such a time for some hopeful soul out there. We have one rusty locket. Gain 10 terror. Poke around the shore? No. Compile a port report. The Zeppelin... No. I want to go to the court. A visitor in court. The silent gallery. The rising status in court has inspired assorted parties to inquire about your willingness to meet. Trade with the Wildweed Court. I need 15 status. Trading? No, it is not trading. However, should you have gifts of a certain nature? Visitor in court. The silent gallery. Plan. Trust is not a courtly virtue. The Chandler will, however, be pleased to act as your intermediary to ensure fair play on both sides of the transaction. Sell to the mayor, 175. Sell to the ambitious page. Sell to the veiled concubine. She seeks uplifting from the servant classes to the low aristocracy. Sell to the monkey baronet. There is something in your eyes he approves of. He wishes to see if he can replicate it in his own polished silver mirror. A gift for the Emperor, if it pleases him to accept, of course. This trade is a gamble based on the Emperor's mood. No, not for now. Okay. We are done here for a bit, I think. The monkey foundling's hut. She's inside snoring. A pair of Pentecost apes stand vigilant outside. Sure. The apes snarl and leap ready to rend with tooth and claw, but something stops them. They fall silent at the sight of the locket hanging from your neck. It is not clear if they desire it, are afraid of it, or are simply confused. You open it, snapping the rust. Inside is a faded picture of a sleeping blonde baby. Red ribbon tied around her blanket, as tight as she now keeps it around her arm. The larger ape comes close, stares at the photo. The smaller one has to look away. It is said, oft with a scowl, that the Pentecost apes will take anything from the souls they steal. Language, habits, gestures. It is rarely considered that, sometimes. They may take the best. Inside the hut, the monkey foundling sleeps soundly, completely unaware of her protectors in the forest. It is time to leave her to her dreams. Lost 5 terror, gained 5 tale of terror. Emperor of Hand's priority is now 98. You gain 5 Z stories. Cool. Is that... do we still have that then? Whatever shall we do with it? Oh well. Who knows? That's for another time. This is the end of the episode. I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you for watching. See you next time. We return to London. Surprisingly. You knew that was coming, didn't you?